Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist and welcome. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate every one of you. And I don't know why this pillow is like this. Okay, that's better. So Rogue is here with me, but she is elected to be over here. Do you want to come over here? Do you? Yeah, it's hot. It's 103, but it feels like 107. This is cooler. We've had a run of days where it's above 110. And then yesterday, about, I don't know, 10:30, it started raining. I went swimming at about 7 o'clock in the evening. I had to wait because it was so hot. It was still 109 at that point. But, you know, you walk out on the deck and, you know, your feet burn. And we have a cool deck and it's still that hot. But the water felt like a bathtub. So it was pretty warm. And, you know, swam around for a while. And then a couple hours later it started raining. And it stopped. And that happens here, you know. Sometimes it'll look like it, you know, a dust storm is coming up and all these clouds and wind and everything, and then nothing. And I go out and there's little spots on my car. I guess it rained a little bit. Yeah, last night it actually started raining very lightly at about 10:30 or so. At about 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, it really started coming down. Thunder, lightning, just bad. And the lightning and thunder were so close to my house that I thought for sure it was going to hit trees like right on my street. But, you know, you wake up this morning and there is not a wet spot, not a puddle, nothing. It rained for hours and it's so dry that it just evaporated, just like that. I've seen a couple of puddles. I had to go outside. I would not go outside in this if I didn't have to. And apparently, during all of that, a giant saguaro, it had to have been, they grow very slowly, so it had to have been over 100 years old, because it was about this big around and taller than a house. And that's just the main trunk, not the little arms and stuff. It was down. Just really sad because beautiful saguaro. Anyway, this is not the Weather Channel. This is a channel about cross-stitch or sewing, quilting, fiber arts. Fiber arts? Sometimes art. Anyway, this is my Flosstube number 95, and it is Monday the 19th of July. My sister had her birthday this past weekend, and as a birthday gift, I gave her a little crochet kit that I picked up at Hobby Lobby of a camper. It was silly, but she really liked it. I think it would be fun for her to make something light and easy like that. And my birthday is less than a month away. I don't feel older. I don't know how this happens. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So I started sewing my bag together. And I started sewing the inside part together. And I was following the instructions. Here's a zipper. I was looking directly at the YouTube video on this. Now, I wanted to buy the pattern, but there's not an instant download for the pattern, and I had already started it, so I said, no, I'll just keep doing it through the YouTube video. You stop licking. And, yeah, should have bought the pattern, I guess. Anyway, it looked to me like when she was sewing it, let me turn it back the other way. When she was sewing it, that the metal part of this zipper was down. It looked like that. So that's the way I put it in. Yeah, it's upside down. And I didn't realize this till I flipped the bag. I haven't cut these off. A little boxing thing. I haven't cut them off. So I could take it apart. But what I'm going to do, I wasn't really happy with the way the zipper went in anyway. So what I'm going to do is take the zipper off of these two little tabs. I should be able to sew it back on there pretty easily. Because I didn't want to wait a couple of days. Yeah. I have another bag to make. I bought the stuff to make another bag like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I really like, I mean, look at it. It's cool. It's huge. It stands up on its own. It's got this cool zipper. It's a nice bag. I think I need to buy the pattern. I don't know why. It looked pretty simple to me when I was watching the video. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do that. Yeah. Okay, so on to cross stitch. Because I am not having any sewing success. Although I did take out one of the quilting things that I'm behind on for WIPCO, and I looked at it, and then we had to do a video or something, and I had to put it away. What I think I'm going to work on is my sister's coat, the Tamarat jacket that I started. If I had been piecing it traditionally, I would not have had the kind of problems. But I think I figured out what I want to do, and so I only have to finish piecing it on that stupid interfacing. Don't buy Quilt Smart interfacing. Just save yourself a headache. So I'm sure maybe with other ones it works out fine. My experience is it's not worth the money because it's not cheap. Anyway, if you recall, I bought, and I didn't snag it, but my son and my dad are watching a movie, so I'm not going to go back and get it. A book that came out during Market, Homemade is Happiness. And I did one of the little patterns in there. Now, this little bird is supposed to have some holly up here that is backstitched and 3 little berries that are French knots. I started trying to put the French knots in, and they just kept not working. So what I think I'm going to do is, if I decide to put the little holly, I'll just do little Smyrna crosses. It's just 3 little berries, and then backstitch the green. But I kind of like it like this. And on the pattern it said this little bird would look great in green too. And I mean in blue. I was like, yeah, you know it would. Isn't that cute? And I was thinking that I have some little metal forms like for pendants and stuff like that. But I might get this to put it in there and maybe make a little needle minder for myself out of it. Or I can make a tiny little pillow. I was just experimenting. I just was sitting there going, oh, I want to do that. But this would look really cute. Like if you did a row of them on the edge of a handkerchief or like a bread cloth or something like that. That would be really cute. It's very small. I don't know. And it just said red and green, they just, whatever red and green you have, it didn't put a color. I just picked up a red and a green. And then I have a finish. And I plan to not stitch this bag, which I have a headache doing, and put together this and my dog one, and I have a Christmas one I might go ahead and do. I'm not sure about the Christmas one, because the Christmas one has a partner one, and I might want to just go ahead and do those together. But Stitch All the Things, Berry by Erica Michaels. Tons and tons and tons of problems that were my own making. Just like I put in a zipper upside down. I wish that was the only thing that went wrong with this bag, but just like that. So, I'm not positive, but I think when I showed it to you, stop licking. This dog is getting medicine so she doesn't itch, and she just cannot, it's not working. This A I knew was up too high, but I went ahead and kept stitching, and then I realized that the E was going to run into the C. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to fix my counting mistake and figure out what it was. So I took from the T part of the H and LLA out. And I realized that this T was too short. So when I counted down to where to start the A, I started it too high. So I fixed the T and did this. There were issues with the one-on-one because I could not see this thread when it was just one thread, because it's one thread over, one thread over one thread. And so I ended up, it's all crooked. And this one was even worse. I had to do this one a couple of times to get it to work. Yeah, it shows up really well like this, but when it's just one thread, it was just really hard to see. And to take it out was almost impossible. And so that's why I decided to just leave the O where it was rather than fix it, because, yeah. And then I started the T, I did the H, and I got over to the N and realized that the H was not the same height as the T, therefore it was one stitch too short, so the G wasn't going to work. So I had to go back and stitch it correctly. But I got done anyway. If I hadn't made those mistakes, I probably could have stitched this twice in that amount of time. But, things happen. I did leave. This is in the wrong place, but I just left it. So, but I'm still happy with it, and I want to finish it, get it all FFO'd. I like this because it is a berry that isn't seasonal, so it can stay out all the time. Not that I've put away my spring berries. It's kind of always summer here, though. The summer berries can probably stay out all the time. Yeah. Anyway, that's Stitch All the Things, Erica Michaels. And then I told you last week I started working on this Boo Crew. Now today, I think today the third one came out. But as I said, this isn't a priority for me. Just working on it, every now and then. So here's where I am. I almost have the little ghost done. Well, the white of the little ghost. The pattern is really hard to read because it's very, very light, and so it's kind of hard to see the different. I need to move this. I just stuck it on there. where these little holes are for different colors. There's black, and it's not a black, it's a very, very dark gray, and then a lighter gray. And it's very hard to see those on the pattern. They don't pop out very well. The lighter gray, especially. And the white from the background doesn't pop out very well. So I put it in Pattern Keep. It's not a lot better. The only thing better about having it in Pattern Keeper is that it highlights it. So you can kind of see the highlight a little bit. But I'm sure it'll be very cute when I finish it, and I had all the stuff, so why not, right? So that is Boo Crew. And since I was working on Halloween, this was one of my Whip Go challenges for this month. Black Halloween series by, I didn't say that Boo Crew is a Fat Quarter Shop pattern. Sal with Fat Quarter Shop. I'm working on this one. I have the fabrics to do these, but this is the only one I really, really, really want. I might do this one. I'm not sure about this one. But, you know, you never know. And I do plan to finish them as a pillow. Maybe not like that, but anyway, I just worked on this for a couple hours. Did a couple more rows on her hat, and this border here was just here, and I just did this. That's all I did. That's it. This is my I Love to Stitch needle minder from embroidery.com. This is just, did I say that was Twin Peak Primitives? This is a fabric I dyed myself, and I dyed the right size for all 3 of those patterns. It's 14 count Aida. The fabric I was doing the Boo Crew on is also 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. So my other Whip Go challenge, which I am almost done with the 15 days on it, not done, but almost getting there. That is Silent Night, stitching with the Housewives. You know, I was showing you that I'm putting a lot of sparkle right here for the snow. I might add some right here because snow would be on the top, right? I'm going to put some here. I don't know why I don't have that snow yet on this side. I couldn't find I know I have Deep Blue Sea, I couldn't find it. So this is just the Weeks Dye Works blue that I had out anyway for this. Can't remember what it's called. So I just went ahead and used that, and I'm happy with that. Rather than Queen Bee here, I used Sally Sunshine because that's what I used for the windows for Antala Goodnight. And you could see the difference, how much brighter that is. So I like the way it looks for the light. I will get back and do all of these once I have this done. I'm just kind of going down like this. And I was looking at the pattern. There's Santa's sleigh, right? And I think that might be the only place. I bought not that one. I thought I was prepared. This DMC metallic. It's very thin, but I'm thinking that I want to use this just for his sleigh. Yeah. Of course, I'll continue to use the sparkle in all these snowflakes here. But I was thinking about Silent Night, and I don't mind it in the white like this. Part of me is wondering if I want it just in that thread that I'm using for to sparkle the snowman. This. I'm going to sew a few stitches of just this on that black and see if it shows up, number one. Number two, how much it shows up and what it looks like. Because I might just do the word Silent Night and just that. But of course, I may not get to that in this round here. I'll be lucky with getting the tree. I mean the church done and maybe both trees. It kind of bothers me that I have snowflakes just partly done, but I'd rather just go ahead and get those trees in and just keep going down like that. We'll see what I decide to do. I might head out that way. Who knows? I have a few days left to work on it, so I haven't been getting a lot done at a time. I'm trying, but I'm getting a lot of progress. I'm happy with my progress. I think the church looks really pretty. I like the way it's looking. And but that word Silent Night is so huge, and I think that it would be really cool to do something. I don't want to detract from the rest of the piece, but it takes up most of this area here. So, you know, but this is pretty sparkly. I guess I could finish these. This is pretty sparkly, so I don't think it would be out of place. I don't know. I stopped here because I ran out of thread I was using, and since blue is repeated on these windows, like in here and in here, I thought I'd go ahead and get those windows started and then I'd put that blue in. I don't know that it's used anywhere else in the pattern, that blue, but it sure is a pretty blue. There's a lot of red toward the bottom. I really, really like this part. Okay, so if you see right here, you know, it's taking up all of this space, and I kind of would like it maybe brought back a little bit, but still visible and sparkly, and use a little sparkle here in Santa. And I would be happy with it right here. But it wouldn't make sense if Santa's just, you know, on the ground. So with having buildings there that he's flying over, you know, help it make more sense. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So that is Silent Night. Now, yeah, I think I need to do those leaves because I mean those snowflakes, because I also have the trees here, and they have snow on them and everything, so it's not like I won't be working on that part anyway. So hopefully that's how much I'll get done. This church and the trees beside it, hopefully that'll be what I'll get done before it's time for me to move on. It's not that far away, less than 10 days, she calls the new numbers. But total, I only have 20 days with both, and yesterday I worked on both this one and the Halloween one. So I'm not as big a Halloween person, doing stuff for Halloween as I am for Christmas. So, yeah. Okay, and the last thing I have is a new start. Since I finished Stitch All the Things, my Crossstitch Camp piece. Did I say before that was a Crossstitch Camp piece? And that's done on Murano Carré in taupe. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. I have gotten a few fabrics at the attic, but mostly they're the Murano Carré, because that comes in 32 count, and that's the size I decided for my berries, either 16 count or 32 count, which is the same size. Anyway, I decided to start on this berry right here, and I'm doing it on Murano Carré mustard, and that is my little start right there. So of course it's supposed to be a kind of a brownish red on, I don't know what color that is. I think this one is autumn. That's what she calls it. This one right here. And it's the pattern, the model is stitched on 36 count Heartland linen from Picture This Plus. But the other two are stitched on 32 count. And I want all mine the same. And I don't know. I like it. I like the way it's looking. Yeah. So I'm going to keep plugging away at Silent Night and the Twin Peak Primitives. This. I haven't decided what cloths I'm going to do the other two on, or even what threads. I think I'm going to pick stuff from my stash. I'll look at the DMC color alternatives and see what they have. But, he's basically a 3 colors, 2 blues, and a kind of a greenish color. And the pumpkin, Anyway, I haven't decided. I might pick up 1 or 2 of these threads, but I have to put the brakes on somewhere. My addiction is getting out of control. Yeah. So, I think that's everything. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with these patterns afterward. I don't think I'm going to stitch them again, and I hate for them to just sit there. So I may decide to pass these on to people. Let's see. The Stitch All the Things one, it comes with buttons, but they're just little white buttons, ordinary buttons. But I want to do the bag before I even consider doing that. But if y'all would be interested in something like that, let me know. ordinarily, like, I buy PDFs, but for these berries, I've been buying them the hard copy. As far as I know, that's all there is. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it later. I'm not going to stitch them again. I'm happy with them. I don't think I'll stitch them again. But if that sounds interesting to y'all, let me know. So I may make a decision on that after a bit, but y'all seem to have liked my berries, and if anybody, I don't know. I was thinking maybe. The stitching with Housewives ones, I always, if I can, I get the PDFs. I have 4 of theirs. I got 2 from the attic, Daisy May and gingerbread cookies, which I want to get back to Daisy May. I have it in the same bag as I have Silent Night. And if before the end of the month, if I get my days in for Silent Night and Twin Peak Primitives, I might try to do some stitching on Daisy May. I was real excited to try to get the Crossstitch Camp piece done. And I am going back and forth. I think I might do that little bee box for the August camp. I've never stitched that designer before. It's very, very, very little, but it's so cute. It's like this big. And I would just really enjoy doing something different like that. But I do like that neighborhood dog piece too. But that one I probably wouldn't get done in August. Depends on a lot of things. So I did all of that bags. I made those bags that we put out recently, and I told myself I'm not allowed to buy any more fabric for anything until I sew the bags that I have fabric for and sew the quilts that I have fabric for. And because I have my fabrics in a drawer thing, and the top of it's sagging because I have stuff stacked on top of it that I'm working on, and I'm like, I gotta get some of that completed. I really do. Probably, so I'm thinking in August, depending on what the WIPCO calls are, I might be able to get a lot of that. I think that I don't have any more quilts on WIPCO. I think that one of the things I'd really like to do is quilt the one that was called for May that I didn't get to. Laying it out on a bed, one of my viewers commented they do that. My dad's bed would be the right size, and his is open on both sides in the end. So it would be easier for me to do that than mine, which has 2 walls. So I might be able to do it like that. But it would be fun to get those done and actually get that on my bed. That would be awesome to have a fresh thing on my bed. Can get rid of what's there. It really needs to go in the garbage. So I'm just trying to plug away at these July projects. I would say that I would want to keep working on Silent Night even if I pass the goal. But Daisy May is sitting there waiting on me. So, and of course, my autumn berries. Autumn here doesn't come until almost winter. It'll stay hot like this probably through the end of the month, and then it'll start cooling down. But what we're talking about cooling down, most people, I see how you guys are having record temperatures, and temperatures in the 90s, and I've lived where it's humid, so I get it. 90 and humidity is miserable. It is 100 and something, 103 or something, with lots of humidity. And so here, so I understand. I wish I had started a temperature chart so that it would be possible for you guys to see the kind of seasons that we have. I always say we have, warm, hot, hotter, and straight out of hell. So our winters generally do not get very cold at all. And so summer lasts a pretty long time. It's in the hundreds probably to mid-September. And then it'll start cooling down and it'll be beautiful Chamber of Commerce weather. And I can spend more time in this room when it's not quite so hot. So, and if anybody has any ideas of cute things to do, tiny little things on, that book has not any more itty bitty like this, but other small things. And I just thought it would just be so fun to do a couple of little itty bitty projects like this. So, any ideas? So, thank you all. Thank you all for listening, and I shall return in a week. And happy stitching.